G'day battlers, and today we're doing some Forest Cup battles up against Ramberto777 and Jake Does Hurdles later on in the video. Now in this lead matchup we have Mantine up against Mantine. I'll say Mantine because that's what I'm hearing other people say. We have Mantine up against Ferrothorn, which would normally be a good matchup, except it turns out we do not have Bubble Beam. So I actually have two Mantines that are double moved. This one does not have Bubble Beam, so it flips a winning matchup to a losing one. Now I think he didn't know that, and that's why he switched into the Azumarill. And it turns out we do not have a good Azumarill counter here. Swampert in the back, turns out it still has Muddy Water, so I'm going to still use it a little bit in this video. It's kind of fun, but I keep saying that I'm going to change the move on it, and then I keep forgetting, so I'll write it down after this video that Swampert need to change the move. It should be running Sludge Waves so that you don't get stuck in these sorts of situations, but yeah, I'll also take this opportunity to say, if you haven't already, go check out my Forest Cup Meta Simplified infographic. You can click up there to do that, and then you can come back here to watch the battles. I kind of go through, break down the Forest Cup, the kind of groups of Pokemon, the roles that they can play, and kind of give you some ideas as to how you can build your team, and then what beats what, basically. So yeah, anyway, back into this battle. So we're just going straight Muddy Water because we're kind of like, well, there's not much else we can do here. It's not like Hydro Cannon to do heaps. The very least we can do is just like get an attack debuff on the Azumarill. So we're going to eat this charge move. We don't really want to protect Swampert, get hit by a Play Rough, and then switches out again into Ferrothorn. So hopefully we can get an attack debuff here. It's kind of all we're hoping for here. And does get the attack debuff and switching into Blaziken. Blaziken is going to definitely destroy this Ferrothorn because counter going to be super effective, and then any fire moves are also going to be super effective. You're going to note here that I actually have Focus Blast and Blast Burn, kind of a little spice move that I was hanging out. I wouldn't recommend it, but in this particular battle, we're able to counter down the Azumarill, and in comes Kingdra, so we're actually going to throw the Focus Blast straight away, and if it goes through, it's going to annihilate, and boom, he lets it go through with two shields, knowing that the normal Blaziken moveset not going to be able to do anything. Blast Burn and Blaze Kick going to do nothing. Ramberto was looking to Ramberto it and take us down with two shields, but unfortunately for him, just the fact that we had Focus Blast, able to beat that one out. So in comes Game 2, this time using the correct Mantine, except Mantine, my Mantine has Bullet Seed, so I was thinking about using Mantine, sorry. I don't even know what's correct. I'm going to say whatever comes out, yeah, and you're just going to have to deal with it. But I was going to use Mantine in the Voyager Cup, and so I was like, well, Bullet Seed charges up energy a little bit quicker. Maybe I can get the Bubble Beam spam off quicker. So anyway, in this Mantine Mirror match, that's actually kind of going to come to fruition, where I'm going to be able to land more Bubble Beams, but we'll see how this plays out. And there's also something that might come up a fair bit. I was actually expecting that to be an Ice Beam, which is why I shielded it there, but no such luck. And yeah, I think this is going to happen a fair bit, Mantine Mirror matches, and it's going to take so long with just the constant attack debuffs. Eventually someone's going to switch out, they're going to hit by another Bubble Beam, and then it'll just move both Mantines to the back of the pack to come back in later on, Bubble Beams and more Pokemon. But yeah, throwing this Ice Beam to hopefully do a little more damage, and it does go through, which is definitely nice to be able to do, I guess. Kind of thinking this is going to be another Bubble Beam, so I'll let it come through. It is an Aerial Ace, so going to do slightly more damage. And then we charge up to an Ice Beam and then switch into a Azumarill, kind of hoping that an Aerial Ace would come through, but he did have time to react, so he was going to get a Bubble Beam off onto the Azumarill, and then switching out to keep his Mantine for later. And here we do have Player of Hydro Pump, because this is still the Azumarill I'm using for my Voyager Cup online tournaments, and there's no moveset changing, so no moveset changes, and usually you would have Ice Beam and Play Rough. That's the recommended moveset for the Forest Cup. I need to get used to saying Forest Cup. I keep going to say Voyager, and then even starting with F, I keep going to say Ferocious Cup. But yeah, going to land another Hydro Pump. I kind of just assumed that Hydro Pump was the better move to use up against Ferrothorn as opposed to Play Rough, just because he does have that steel typing. And then I think we're going to bring Mantine back in here. Yeah, and tried to go straight for the Bubble Beam, but he does get the CMP tie, so we're just going to let Mantine go down here. It's not really worth a shield to Bubble Beam down, so we bring in the Meganium. We are not in a good spot at all. He's still got both shields, so I think this game is pretty much a lost cause at this point. Get hit by a Flash Cannon, so we do know that he's running Flash Cannon instead of Thunder. And in comes the Mantine. We end up throwing the Frenzy Plant before he would get a Bubble Beam off, but yeah, as I said, this game is pretty much GG's at this point. Burns one shield, getting the second Frenzy Plant off, which will burn the next shield, and then yeah, eventually we're going to go down, but don't hold your breath, I suppose. And We decided to burn the shield there. We didn't really have to, but I guess we were trying to make it as close as we can, see how close we did get to it, hoping to take the Mantine down, but it is able to quick move us down. He still had all 3 Pokemon left, and that is GG's there. So do pick up some nice Stardust, and then going into game 3, going for some spice, we bring Trash Wormadam in up against Kingdra. So he's actually lagging a bit here, and at first I was kind of like, oh, maybe he's running a wacky moveset, but no, it is Dragon Breath. So I think I tried to let him get a few Dragon Breaths, but I think I ended up disadvantaging him. Like, I didn't give him enough Dragon Breaths, in my opinion. I think that I didn't really like sit down and count, but in the moment I thought I was doing a good job, but yeah, I do not believe that I gave him enough Dragon Breaths. So just going to keep confusioning down, going to get to another Iron Head. Clearly lagging pretty bad here on this Kingdra, so I guess we'll hope that that doesn't stay for the rest of the battle. Burns a shield, and in comes Galvantula, who quickly finishes off the Trash Wormadam. So we're not going to bring in Kingdra because Kingdra will not like the electric attacks. So we bring in Shiftry. Shiftry going to be able to get these foul plays off, which will totally hurt this Galvantula. We shield up 1 because we don't want to get hit by a Bug Buzz, so he's actually got a way to hit us super effective both of the Pokemon we have left. So kind of want to get rid of this guy, so throw a foul play. Does a whole lot of damage to that Galvantula, able to snarl down, and then in comes the Ferrothorn. So originally we were like going to switch out, but this is also not a good matchup for the Kingdra, so stay in. Dragon Breath doesn't really do much because of the steel typing, so we're kind of hoping that we can shield up whatever charge move this is, and then get another foul play off, take down the Ferrothorn in some regard. But he actually switches out into Kingdra, and unfortunately we're not able to switch in time. We clicked the switch button but weren't able to then click the Kingdra in the back to get it out of there. So he does burn the energy off his Kingdra, so we were able to Dragon Breath down pretty safely. In comes the Ferrothorn, and this is definitely going to be close. He's going to be able to get a Power Whip off here, which is definitely going to hurt. We can probably get to an out Octazooka, but we actually go straight for the Outrage, going for the kill, and we do get to that Outrage. This should finish off the Ferrothorn, and that is GG. So thank you for Umberto for the battles. And yeah, now we're moving on to Jake Does Hurdle. So Jake Does Hurdle is streaming, and then yes, one of the people who maybe is watching this video, so howdy, yes. Yeah, they invited me on to hop onto Jake Does Hurdle stream, kind of talked Forest Cup a bit, and then we did some battles. Only 2 battles here, but yeah. In comes the Galvantula, so I just powered that up immediately before this video, so this is the first time I'm actually using Galvantula, and obviously not a great matchup up against Quagsire, because Quagsire is a Mud Boy, so we bring in the Mud Boy to match it out, and we go straight for this Muddy Water, hoping to weaken down the Quagsire's attack before it's too late. Do get an attack debuff, so that's definitely great, and then he switches out into Mantine, so I guess now we're going to be competing in the debuffing situation, so land a Muddy Water, no debuff, get another Muddy Water before we can get a Bubble Beam off. There's not really any good move from Mantine to attack Swampert with, so I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty long matchup. It might get to the point where we just switch out, and I did get an attack debuff there on the Mantine, so we're going to survive a little bit longer. Get hit by an Airlace, which actually will do a fair chunk of damage. Going for another Muddy Water, hoping to bring it down even further. If we do get another debuff, then he's basically just... we do get another debuff, so definitely going to help us out here. And we actually go straight for the Hydro Cannon, I think I saw there. Yeah, trying to do like some sort of extra damage onto the Mantine, and then switching out into Galvantula, knowing that he's like double debuffed at this point, so no matter what attack this is, we're going to be able to tank it. Here's an Aerial Ace, which would normally hurt us pretty much, but are able to tank it. And we still have 2 shields, so shield up whatever charge move this is. It is a Stone Edge, which would be super effective because of our bug typing, so we go straight for the Bug Buzz, but unfortunately he does get the charge move off first, so we have to shield again, burning both shields in this Galvantula, but he still has 2 shields, so we'll see how this goes. Throwing the Bug Buzz, expecting a shield to come up because, Quagsire still got 2 shields, so, but actually goes through and takes out the Quagsire, so that is definitely huge. In comes the Blaziken, and I'm kind of thinking, well, I'm doing a lot of damage with the quick moves, maybe I can, burn 2 shields somehow, burn 1, and then I kind of thought that I would be able to switch out, but he was taking us down too quick, so we let it go down. Bring in the Mantine, hoping to eat a Blaze Kick or a Blast Burn. Neither is going to do too much to Blaziken, but it is going to do more than we would like before we're able to Bubble Beam debuff. So we get this Bubble Beam debuff off before another charge move comes through. And that is going to be the game of this Polar debuffs, burn a shield, and then switch out into Swampert. We were hoping to catch a charge move there, but unfortunately, I guess we end up catching a charge move from the Mantine. So it means that he's going to take us out there, and then in comes our Mantine. Hope to be able to farm down that Mantine, and then we are able to get charge move off onto the Blaziken in the back, but he does get the CMP tie. So yeah, he's going to be able to take us out here. So that is GG's there. And then one more battle up against Jake. And by the way, take the opportunity, don't forget to subscribe down below. I did hit 1,000 subscribers, so the thank you video for 1,000 subscribers is going to be pushed back a little more. And then going to game 2, we had Sunny Castle up against Breloom, kind of standing around a little bit there because I'm actually not sure why. Jake just asked us to wait to attack. I kind of jumped the gun because he was saying that he was going to do 3, 2, 1 go, and I thought that was the 3, 2, 1 go. But anyway, switching into Mantine, we're able to switch into Lantern here, and we are running Spark Lantern, so going to do tons of damage because Mantine does have that water and flying typing, so Electric going to be like super effective up against the Mantine. Eating the Bubble Beams doesn't really worry us because we know we're going to be able to take this matchup out, even just straight quick moves, so going to take this charge move too, whether it's a Bubble Beam or an Aerial Ace. It is an Aerial Ace, so trying to tank us down a little further. We're happy to let our Lantern go down because we know he has Breloom in the back, and we want to keep not let him farm too much energy on our Lantern. Unfortunately, he does get a charge move off here, so we're just going to let Lantern go down. If we shield it up to get a charge move off, it just wasn't worth it because then we would have less energy for the Sunny Castle to farm. So he switches out into the Swampert, we bring in the Kingdra. Kingdra going to be in a pretty good spot here. We're going to be able to burn both shields to protect from this Swampert just because there's not really any even need to, because there's nothing like, we can pretty much tank a lot of charge move from Swampert, a lot of Hydro Cannons and whatnot, but we're not going to use them on the Sunny Castle in the back, so we kind of just want to take out this Swampert with the Kingdra before Swampert has the chance to face Sunny Castle. That's basically our plan here, so burn both shields, hope to Dragon Breath down, and we are able to before another charge move comes through. In comes back the Breloom, go for this Octazooka, and this should burn the last shield on Breloom's end. And then we still have a Weather Ball ready to go on the Castform, so make sure that he's not throwing a charge move straight away. Switch into the Sunny Castform, throw the Weather Ball, and this will take out that Breloom, and that is GG's there. So thank you both Ramberto777 and Jake Does Hurdles for the battles. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one. Thank you to my patrons, Miltime9458, brajSF, NegativeBen10 and NotRandyN3wman for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate you guys. And yeah, if you haven't checked out that Forest Cup Meta Simplified still, you can click one of the things that are going to come up here on the screen then. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, which will actually probably be my Voyager Cup, YouTuber Voyager Cup. So yeah, lots to look forward to, and see you in the next videos.